Hey guys, so today's question is from Tayab, and he's saying, how can I help an avoidant partner who is in denial about their lack of emotional availability and their vulnerabilities and also their trauma? I have a girlfriend who is so clearly avoidant and emotionally unavailable, but she's completely unaware of herself and her behaviors. In my opinion, a lot of it has to do with her parents being divorced and her not having a relationship with her dad and her mom raising her to be very emotionless and career driven, etc. How can I help her see this and to move away from her habits, which include avoiding difficult conversations and intimacy entirely? I do have the patience to do it, but I want to know if it's even possible, and if so, how. Okay, alright, that was quite a lot, and I'm going to give you 7 tips on how to deal with this. However, before I do, I just want to say something. I just want to invite you to look a little bit more at yourself and to be really careful not to become a savior, to become their therapist in this relationship, to become, the parent in the relationship, because then you're not in a 50-50 relationship on the same position. You're like the savior and you're giving too much, going too much, and like they're not giving as much as you. You're doing all the communication. I can see here you're analyzing their past behavior and you're trying to figure them out. They're not a child. They're not a victim. They are your partner. They're on the same level as you, and it's not your place to figure them out and to save them and help change their whole life. The truth is, if they don't want to make these changes themselves, if they really don't recognize anything they're doing and they're not consciously trying to, work on themselves, go to therapy, read books, do things so they actually evolve and grow and they are conscious of their wounds and their traumas, I'm sorry, but there's no chance, this relationship will change. The person will be the same for the rest of their lives because no one can change anyone else unless they want to be changed. I would also pay attention to why were you attracted to this emotionally unavailable person in the first place? What inside of you resonated with that? Because it's not a coincidence. There's other people out there that are emotionally available. Why did you choose someone that wasn't emotionally available? And a very simple answer to that is that even if you might feel like maybe you're more on the anxious attachment style spectrum, you yourself are emotionally unavailable to a certain extent, but you are by proxy, you are by being close to someone that is emotionally unavailable. You're not directly, you are indirectly by choosing this person, if it makes sense. But as I said, here are the 7 tips to deal with your avoidant partner. First of all, you need a lot of patience. So I'm gonna put that out there from the beginning. All right, so number 1 is to use soft communication. So research shows that people who use these soft communication skills have this calming effect on their avoidant partner. And this is stuff like downplaying the seriousness of the problem or of the conversation, making it more light, naming your partner's positive qualities or positive behaviors, validating their feelings. This makes the argument or disagreement feel less threatening for the avoidant partner and is less likely to make them stonewall you or become, defensive. 2 is to self-regulate and then communicate. When you shout, when you cry, have these really intense emotional reactions, have high anxiety, your avoidant partner will just close down because they can't handle all of that. 3 is to assume positive intent. So when your partner is shutting down or stonewalling you, it can be easy to think they don't care about me, they're doing it maliciously, they always shut me out, get into these thinking patterns. It's actually really important to not take it personally and remember that they're not doing it because of you. They're doing it as a coping mechanism that they learned in their childhood to, avoid emotional pain. That's how they deal with complex emotions, because that's how they did it when they were a kid. So, when they're stressed, they just shut down as a coping mechanism, not because they don't care about you or don't love you. And I know it can be hard, but it's really important to remember that and not take it personally. 4 is to make them feel safe. So when they do open up, don't make the mistake of getting defensive. It's really important in that moment to actually become really empathetic and to practice active listening. So that is direct eye contact, nodding, facing your body towards them, having an open body posture, asking follow-up questions out of curiosity, and try as much as possible to create this safe space for them, because their deep-rooted belief is that nobody cares about their feelings and emotions, and they can depend on anyone. So you kind of need to show them that when they do open up, you are there for them. Even if you don't agree, I'm not saying you have to agree with them, but you need to make them feel validated. 5, stay away from criticism and use I statements. Criticism, the only thing it does is to make your partner close off and activate their avoidant attachment traits. Instead, try using I statements. Make it about you, not about them. So instead of saying, you never wash up after yourself, say, I feel annoyed when I come home to a messy house. Or instead of saying, you never spend time with me, you don't care about me, say, I feel lonely, when we don't see each other during the week. So this takes the heat off your partner and makes it about you, not about them. And it makes them realize, the impact they're having on you without directly attributing it to them. 6, give them space. So I know this can be hard, but 1, it demonstrates control over your own emotions, so it makes them feel less smothered. And 2, this is a way you validate them or their emotions, because being alone is their safe space. So, you show that you care about them and validate their emotions, basically. And 7, try replacing emotional support with instrumental support. So research shows that avoidant partners prefer instrumental support rather than emotional, because it makes them feel like they're not necessarily dependent on their partner, which they're scared of. So instrumental support is really practical stuff that you can do for them, services, or helping them with things. So for instance, giving them a glass of water when they're stressed, or cooking dinner for them when they've had a hard day. Now, also, what's really important for you is that you learn to take care of your own needs and you create this support system around you, because you cannot fully depend on this avoidant partner. Not even fully. Not even in a healthy relationship you should depend fully on someone else. But let's say if in a healthy relationship, I'm just giving some random numbers now, it's like, let's say you can depend 50% on your partner. With an avoidant you can depend like 10%, right? So if you have a glass, it's like 10% of the glass, and the rest you have to fill it, through doing activities that you like and that energize you, creating a social community, kind of getting that support from friends and family. Don't expect your partner to fulfill you, because that will make you really unhappy. Alright, so I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions and you want a personalized video response from me, you can become a Patreon member and I answer all the questions that I get there with videos. Right now, I have this promotion of just $5, which is going to increase in a short while. So take advantage of this opportunity, because I'd love to have you as a member. Bye.